images. I think I've used this image a lot of times, but I guess this is the only image I have to put, so I'll use this one. Maybe it will look good. So what I'll do is I'll first of all copy this and paste it in my portfolio project and change the name, maybe sample.png. okay, so I'll put it here, and then it came here. Now in this particular right section, I'll remove this world and I'll put an image tag, image. I'll give it a source which is sample.jpg. Okay, so I'll run this and you can see the image is here, but it's out of the width and height, so I'll give it some margin and width. So for that I'll go to style.css. so what I'll do is I'll first of all remove the width from here, maybe, and then give respective widths to both of them accordingly. So I'll write dot right section image tag. I want to give width, maybe let's say 70%, and okay, it looks like this. I'll keep the width again to 40% that it was. Save it and let's see. Okay, so it looks much better now. I'll remove the background colors. Okay, so it looks better. But I'll give a margin to my right section, so I'll give margin 30px and 0. Okay, let's see how it looks. It looks good, I guess. But from the top it should this also should have the same margin, but I'll maybe try to keep a higher margin. Let's check it out. I think I should keep a lesser margin. Yeah, it's much better, I guess. And I'll also give a margin to the left section. Okay, so for the left section I'll write margin as again as 20px and 0. Okay, so these are aligned. Now I will give an additional margin over here because I want it to be in the middle somewhere here, which would, I think, look much more better. And I also want to increase the font size. So I'll go back, on the left side I'll just increase this thing to maybe 40px. Or maybe I think it looks better, but let's see one thing. I think this looks much better, 100px. And what I'll do is I'll give it a font size 3 rem. Okay, so this also looks good, but yeah, I need to have a capital J over here also. Okay, so hello, this is Mazafrani. I am a full stack developer. Now I'll try to give a color to my name over here and I'll see how it looks. So I'll go back and go to index.html, and for this I'll have a, maybe I'll do a header tag, maybe a h3, and paste my name here. First I'll see how the size looks. No, it's small, so I need to keep it bigger to maybe h2. No, it's still smaller, maybe h1. Yeah, but it's still small, so I'll try to give it a span tag, maybe span tag. And yeah, so I'll write my name here, Mazafrani, and give it a class equals to maybe name, and I'll go back to style.css and then give it a color. So for that I'll write class, sorry, it's name. So I'll give it a font color. I'll give it maybe this color. Let's try it out. Okay, hello, this is Mas Jafrani and I'm a full stack developer, but I think the color should also match the design, so maybe I'll give a different color, maybe blue or purple. Or first let's make its size bigger. 40px, or let's say it 5 rem. Okay, so I'll keep it a bit small, and let's try 4 rem. It looks better, but I need to change the color. Color should be something dark, I guess. Let's try this. Yeah, but it doesn't matches the style, so maybe I'll use something black, maybe to match our design also. I think this looks better, so I'll keep it like this. Now I'll try to add animation to this particular text. So for that I'll go to type JavaScript. So if you don't know, type JavaScript is type.js is basically a typing animation library in JavaScript. So I'll click this link, this GitHub link. So it will basically animate our text. So I'll copy this CDN link and go to Visual Code, and I'll include it over here after the footer and save it. And also I'll go back and I'll copy this thing element. No, but before that I'll copy this JavaScript and paste it after the animation. Okay, so I'll paste it here and then go back and then copy this pen tag and I'll also make this full screen. So I'll paste it over here and save it, go back and let's see. So you can see this is the tapping animation that it's writing, first sentence, second sentence. So what I'll do is I'll give an id element, so what I'll do is I'll write here first sentence and a second. Okay, so I'll write full stack developer, game developer, and I can say YouTuber, and I can save it. I can go back, I can see it's writing full stack developer, game developer, YouTuber. I missed the R, so I'll basically what I'll do is I'll just remove this. Now let's see. Hello, this is Mazafrani. I am a game developer, YouTuber, full stack developer. So you can see it looks good now. Now what I'll do is I'll change this color also. So for that I'll go to style.css and write hashtag element and curly braces and then give it the same color as this one, as I have it with my name, and maybe also give it the same font. Okay, I'll try to reload this. Okay, it looks good. Now what I'll do is I'll try to make this image circular. So for that I can use maybe ChatGPT, or I can use another AI which is Bing AI or Copilot. So for that I'll write that I want to make this particular, like I want to make an image tag circular with border. So this is the image, a circular image, and I'll just copy this CSS because we just need the CSS, and then go back and paste it here. 1 second, it didn't copy, so I'll go back, copy this circular image, so I'll just copy this too and give this the class over here. So I'll write class and then paste it, circular image. I'll save it and let's see how it looks, but it looks pretty small, so I'll try to change its size, probably, yeah. So for that I'll go here, with let's say I want 300 and height also 300. But let's see, I also would like to give it a margin. So for that, this is the right section. So right section image has width 70%, so I'll just give it 70%, and this also 70% maybe, or I'll keep the height the same. Let's see how it looks. Okay, so I'll give the height also the same 70%. Okay, let's see how it looks. I think it looks good. Now I'll try to put some buttons over here to visit my GitHub and to visit my LinkedIn profile. So I'll do that. So for that I'll search for some buttons first on the Bootstrap, because there are already some good designed buttons over here, so I don't need to create it by myself. And first of all, check what would look good on my site. So I think a blue button for LinkedIn and a black one for GitHub would look good. And also maybe I can add 3 buttons for my YouTube channel as well. So let's see. Okay, these are the buttons. Okay, I can use this primary button first, or I can instead use a anchor tag instead of button, so that would be much better. So I can include it below my text over here. So for that I can maybe write it over here. Maybe let's see. So it's coming like that. So I'll instead do a div tag maybe. Okay, and maybe paste it here. Okay, let's see now. So I think it also looks good, but I'll try to give it a margin later on. But first I'll add some buttons over here. One for LinkedIn, one for GitHub, and one for YouTube. So primary I can do for LinkedIn, and href is basically the link you want to open after you click on the link. So I'll add a LinkedIn link over here, and over here I'll add a link for my GitHub, so I'll see the colors that are available on Bootstrap. So primary has this color, and the other colors are red. I think warning is for red, so I can use this, I guess. No, but this is for outline, so this one, yeah. I can use for GitHub, I can use secondary, I can just write secondary, and over here for this one, for YouTube, I can use danger, and I can write here YouTube, GitHub, and LinkedIn. Save it and go back. But they are not aligned. Okay, so I have to align them. Okay, so I'll try to include them in one. Let's see. Okay, so it is out of style. Okay, so 1 second. I'll copy this one and paste it. And I'll remove these. Save it. Let's see. Okay, so there's a problem over here. Okay, alright. 1 second. No, but I need to remove this. Okay. Okay, save it now and let's see. But still it doesn't work. Okay, 1 second. I'll go here and see. Okay, I'll just copy this one. Alright, I made this mistake. Okay, now it should work. Okay, it works, but these are not aligned, so I need to align them again. Okay, so I made a mistake over here, so I need to close this over this particular div tag also. So I'll do this tag. Okay, so it looks better now. LinkedIn, YouTube, GitHub, and YouTube. So I'll try to make this GitHub one a bit darker, and I'll also make these buttons a bit wider. So for that I'll go back to Bootstrap. I'll use this dark one instead of secondary. Yeah, it looks much better now. And I think the margin looks good, but I'll try to expand these buttons. Maybe I'll instead use these larger ones. I'll try to use this button.lg. Let's see if it looks good. I'll first try it out here. Yeah, this looks better, so I'll use it for other two as well. And here, and save it, and now you can see that it looks better, but YouTube should come over here. I don't know why it's not adjusting. I'll go to, okay, no, I'll give a class over here first of all, and write button or buttons, and then go back and write here dot buttons, and probably give it a margin first of all from top as 10 px. Let's see if it changed something. Okay, and then I'll give it 20 instead. Okay, so it's a minor change. Alright, then I'll do display flex and save it, open it. Okay, and then I want a gap between these buttons, so I'll write gap as maybe 2px. No, I want a bigger gap, maybe 20. Okay, this looks much better, and maybe I want a bit lesser gap. Okay, this looks fine, and maybe a margin of 50px. Looks better. And I'll try to make this LinkedIn button a bit wider. So for that, button large, and for LinkedIn I'll call it LinkedIn button. Or maybe what I'll do is I'll go to Bootstrap again and see any other style for the button. Maybe I'll use this one, this primary one with the outlined primary. I just need to use this button out primary. I'll go back and write it here. Let's see what does it do. 1 second, I need to remove this. Okay, this also looks good. So after you hover over it, so it will get blue, it will show you blue. Okay, this also looks good, but I need to change its color. I think outline doesn't looks good, to be honest. Okay, I'll just keep it back. I'll search for other colors for the buttons. I'll try the info one maybe. Okay, so I'll just keep it the same primary, and maybe I'll make it a bit larger. Button large, or maybe a bit wider, let's say. I'll search here in the W3 schools. Okay, so let's search for some free buttons. Okay, I'll search for button CSS buttons. Okay, maybe I'll try this one. This is white, color is black. background is white, color is black, and the border is also green. Okay, so it is referring to this one. I'll try to okay, so it is not selecting this, so I'll use this kind of button like this one. So for that, I'll just take this one and then go back to Visual Code and go to style.css. Maybe do it like LinkedIn button. I don't know if I gave the class name or not. No, I didn't give it. Okay, so I'll write LinkedIn button and save it. Okay, so I'll give it a color now, close to blue. Okay, and background color is black. I want to give it blue, purple maybe. No, we want to give it a bit bluish. Alright, this also looks good, like this. Okay, looks good, but maybe a bit darker would be good. Okay, this looks good. And maybe if I want to remove the white background, if I could do that, I'll change it to just black. No, I think white is okay, I guess. Okay, so white is also okay, and I want to give the same border color. Okay, and maybe go to this end, and for same for this one, probably to the end. Okay, looks good. Now we have the image, we have our title text and everything, we have the buttons for LinkedIn, GitHub and YouTube. So now we will make a section, one more section, which is which I already have, by the way, for work experience, and I'll separate it using the horizontal line so that you can scroll down and see all the work experience timeline. So what I'll do is I'll go back to HTML, and this is my work experience section. So I'll, instead of ID, I'll keep it as ID. Okay, and then over here I've written work experience. I'll give it a h1 tag, and for the work experience I'll do is okay, work experience. I'll just copy this. Okay, and then I'll use the curly braces. Okay, so these are basically two different sections. As you can see, this is the first section and this is the second section. So this has ID work experience. So what I did was I added some padding and I did text align so that it comes to the center. like this. Okay, so now I will basically format the document so that everything is structured and save it. And now I will try to have a line over here. So for that we write basically an HR tag, and you will see a horizontal line here, but I want its color to be white. I mean, it's not visible properly right now, so I'll go to style.css. I'll write body HR curly braces, write background color as white. So yeah, it's white now, and I'll give some margins to it. Margin of 40 px and 40 px. I'll keep it 40 and 80, and let's see. Okay, this looks better. And I'll also have a margin on, I'll also put some margin on the top over here. So this was the starting section. Okay, I want a bigger margin over here, so I'll do it 120 maybe. Or maybe 130. Okay, so work experience would bring us here. Projects. Okay, work experience would bring us here. Okay, after we click this. Okay, I'll give it a height also of 2 px. Now 2 px is a lot, maybe 1.5. One also looks a lot, 1.1. I think it looks better. And work experience, I'll do it with color black maybe. This h1 tag, so section id and the h1 tag. Okay, so I'll copy this and the h1 tag. I'll make it color black. Okay, it looks better now.